This is Lee, and his YouTube channel only has around 5,000 subscribers, yet it's making over 200,000. And no, it's not from ads, sponsorships, or going viral. I know because I built the strategy myself, and in this video I'm breaking down exactly how you can do the same with your audience you already have. Let me diffuse the biggest lie first. Too many people are chasing views like it means something. But at the end of the day, views don't pay the bills, clients do. And that's why at the end of the day, it's just vanity metric. It's a vehicle to get where you want. But here's the thing, I used to have another channel. It got in total like 270,000, and I got a video which went like super well. It got like 26,000 views, but made $0. And now we're creating videos for our clients, which are getting 450, and they're actually making from this already over 5,000 because at least they can close at least one client from this video. So I totally had to change my perspective, and I think too many people are still chasing views like that it means something. Sometimes you can get, as in my case, 26,000, but 0 clients. So be very, very careful with this, because it's two different metrics, and especially there's so much advice out there which is just not working for businesses. Like, yes, these people are doing a great job, like vidIQ, Think Media, I don't know, all these people. But they're talking mainly to creators and not to business people. It's a whole different game. So, because all these creators, like, as fun as they are, like, they need the views to survive, to make a business out of it. But for a business, you don't need a million views. You need like the 1,000 right views, and you're already making, you're selling like 2-3 clients already from a video no one would ever call viral. And it's just you need to be there for your audience and not trying to speak to everyone. So that's a huge mistake I see too many times. The big problem also is, like, if you're trying to chase the virality, it's like, yeah, I'm getting more brand awareness. This might be true, but this can also backfire a lot, because if you're getting too many like curious people in the door, like, are they ever coming back, first of all? And I'm pretty sure these people will never become clients of you, because, well, they're just curious. And I see that with too many people, when they're trying to write like viral trends, that they're not really resonating then in business results, and it's not really also aligning with the audience. So that's a huge thing. You always need to think about your audience first, and not trying to go viral to chase views, because at the end of the day, as we said, views don't pay the bills, clients do. And now if we focus in like really just on the audience, you can change already a lot regarding your conversion. So the average conversion on YouTube is around 0.1%, meaning like people clicking from your video to your link, whatever you have, it's a landing page, sales page, whatever, or affiliate, whatever you're trying to sell or to promote. Now, for our clients already, we have seen at least over 1%, depending on which video. That's already a 10x increase. But now, with my data, I already found video types, for example, deep dives, which are like sometimes converting at 8-10%. So compared to the 0.1, that's 100x, like 100 times more clients just by being like hyper specific. So that's a huge change. Like, and trust me, no vidIQ or Think Media are going to talk about it, like, because simply they're talking to creators, not to businesses. Very important. So the games are totally different here. And like, if you could 100x something in your business, I'm pretty sure you would do it as well. So very, very important here. And the thing how we actually see this is very important as well, and this is going to help us then to determine which videos are working well for our goals and which ones are not, is using trackable links, like with UTM parameters. That's what they call. So we usually use DUP because we can also use our own domain, and then we can see, okay, video A got 200 views and 20 clicks. Amazing, we got a conversion of 10%. And then we're having video B, 800 views, 5 clicks. So yeah, damn it, that was not so good. And this is then how we could see then for our client, for example, although we had a month, last month wasn't so great regarding the views. We actually had 25% less views overall regarding the long form views. But we got an increase of 20%, simply because we found now a format that works exceptionally well for his audience, which are like solo episodes and deep dives regarding the comments of the audience. So what they do, they're asking questions to the audience, and they loved it. They loved it so much that we got like a record of clicks for this video. So usually they're getting like, yeah, if it's going well, like let's say 5 clicks per video, and the views are usually all somewhere between 500 1,000 views. But yeah, this video, 500 views, like we got 2 of them, 500 views, and both are like getting 12 15 clicks. So I was like, we found the format. This is something now we're gonna do every month to keep having a predictable also resource of revenue. So we always know, okay, with these videos we can always get more people. I call them for us the money printers. So this is something, as we said, we're gonna double down on this, and then we're gonna work now. Okay, how can we make this better? So now we know, okay, this format is working very well in conversion. Like this is what the clients want to see. Now I can start to work on the views. As I said, you shouldn't chase views, but it doesn't mean that we can't make the topic or the video or the title and thumbnail better. Yes, you can pull up the views, it's one lever, but also the conversion. And usually what's in the beginning is what is faster, I'd say, is usually conversion. As I said, from a 0.1, what most people have, to a 1% already is a 10x increase. Now imagine if you're getting 3 to 5, or even like if it's like a money printer and you're getting like over 10%, that would be phenomenal. So this is what we do. So both things. On the other hand, we can also see like that the audience, like we build such big trust that the audience are loving the content, that is like, it's really, really lots of knowledge, and they are really grateful for it, because we're having a over like 20 to 30% of conversion rate on the landing page itself. So if you're comparing that with the average for a landing page, which is usually like, I think it's around something between 4 and 5%, that's massive. Like just changing this part is like this in the equation, like this small fraction is gonna change a lot in your business results. Now here's a strategy I actually got from Alex Hormozi after I was analyzing his YouTube growth a lot. And it's something I never really paid attention to, and it was the RPM. RPM is usually what the advertisers are paying you out. So it's like, well, usually it's for business, it's just pennies, you know, it's just a little bit of pocket money. Like, yeah, it's nice to have on the side over a long time, like, yeah, it's nice, but it's never something I would say focus on that, because like, as I said, 1,000 views, if you're thinking about business, you're making like $10, $20, while from 1,000 views, if you're having like the correct focus, you can already get like 1, 2, 3, or even more clients, and which are usually way more worth than $10, $20. But so here was the interesting thing. So Alex Hormozi did the mistake that he was not focusing too much on his audience anymore, meaning he started doing like these relationship videos, he did like a lifestyle videos, vlogging, gym routine, diet, and all these things, because he thought like, hey, I want to broaden my reach, I want to tap into each of these niches and say, hey, I'm Alex, follow me, I have so much more content to see. The problem here was, though, he thought that these people are going to convert then slowly then to business education. They're like, hey, if they like this stuff, maybe they're going to keep watching stuff. Well, he figured out it's not the case. People like to watch relationship stuff, keep watching relationship stuff. People who like to watch vlogging, they're going to keep watching vlogs. So that's the problem. And people who like business education, they keep watching business education. This is going to be the same thing. Now, he saw in these people with the relationship that the RPM was going lower and lower and lower. And he's like, interesting. What he also could see, all his book sales, his email opt-ins, and the leads on his landing page, they were going lower as well. Now he tried to do only then the business education stuff, and he could see that the RPM went higher, and the more signups on his email, book sales, and the leads on the landing page were growing as well. So he's like, interesting. So the higher the RPM, the better it is, because I'm attracting more business people. And this made me think as well. It's like, interesting. Okay, you know what? Let me check. And when I saw, like, when I used this strategy to analyze what's going on in the client's channel, I was like, wow, mind blowing. So there were 2 topics. So the top one and the bottom one. On the bottom, we had objection handling, because he's a sales coach. It was like the lowest performing video. And now it made me think like, yeah, of course, it makes sense, because objection handling is a lot for curious people, a lot for beginners, and yeah, curious people are usually not the ones who becoming clients. So yeah, it makes sense. But then when I checked then the top one, it was 3 times as high in the RPM. I was like, wow. And I was thinking about it, yeah, that makes sense. So it was client relationship management tool, so CRM. So yeah, this tool is usually more for the founders, for the higher people, the managers, the leaders, because usually the salespeople like, for them usually it's like a drag using this, it's wasting their time, they can't sell in this time when they had to fill out the details in the CRM, and so it's always a fight with the managers and the salespeople filling out the CRM. But now I could see, I can see now, like, yes, of course, I knew before it was more for the leaders and stuff, but I can see now, okay, these people have the funds, they have the money to invest. Now, for the objection ones, the goal is going to be always, because I know this is more for the curious one, more for the beginners, hey, watch this next video so we can build more trust, because as we know, trust is everything in sales. Now, for the ones with higher RPM, for example, this year, I know, let's offer our service to them. Tell them about our offer. So for them, we're gonna say, hey, do you want CRM training? We have this for you. Hey, do you want maybe a team training for your salespeople? Book a call. That's something we shouldn't do for the objection one, because simply here we see that most of these people probably do not have the funds to invest. So if you're gonna ask for this, we could like burn our goodwill in this case, or like, yeah. And we usually gonna have lower conversions than on these videos. So it really changed now how we're gonna see each video as well. Now we're having all our buckets say, okay, these are the videos where we can have higher chances of conversion, where we should go for saying, hey, this is our mentorship, and these are the topics, the content buckets for our strategy, where we're gonna keep them like, hey, this is the next video. And we can also try to say, okay, from the objection one, we go in then in the higher RPM ones, because if we already gave you so much great content, why not watching the next one? And this is then where we can then try to bring them closer to the offer. So this whole strategy was really, really, for me, it was mind-blowing, because it's going to be even easier to converting the people. Again, we work in here on the conversion by not even doing anything really different about the videos here. So with that said, I always talked about the audience, but how do you actually do or get info about your audience? Especially for the ones who are just starting out, who do not have too much data. So what I usually always like is the voice of customer. So it's something that they are really... this is their voice. Like if they're gonna see this, like, this is exactly what I'm feeling, like they're gonna see this and click. So this is very important. So what you can do is just go on Perplexity and ask, hey, I'm trying to research the voice of my customer. This is this audience, they do decent things. Please tell me, what are their pain points, what are their desires, what are they craving for, etc., etc., etc. So now you're going like really, really deep to find out what they actually desire, what is their pain, because this is then giving our first content bucket. So okay, we need to talk about this part, we need to talk about, as we say, like objection, how to get how to overcome objections, how to use a CRM, or how to make your salespeople using a CRM, and all these things. We're also going to use then empathy map, because the smarter we're getting for the audience, the better. And then this is actually one of the most underrated marketing, let's say, hacks or tricks. Because everyone thinks like, you need to change like the next big thing. But no, simply by knowing your audience is one of the best marketing strategies you can have. Because at the end of the day, who you trying to sell stuff to? To your audience. So the better you know them, the easier it should get to sell to them, right? Then another big thing is like, well, with this, we can then be like very hyper-focused. So they always know, okay, this is the go-to expert. Whenever I have problems, I'm going in this channel. They're speaking exactly my language. They're speaking exactly about the things that I want. What I want, what I have, what I needed solution for, what I have the problems for. Because if you're thinking back about the problem Alex Hormozi did, if he's gonna start like, yeah, I'm subscribed to him. I watched the last few videos, and suddenly he's talking about relationships. Like, yeah, I don't have relationships problems. I'm happily married. Like, why would I watch it? And then the next one is like talking about his gym routine. I mean, look at me. I'm not Alex Hormozi size, and I probably will never be. Try to stay fit, but yeah, that's about it. And these things are not going to be resonating, so he's kind of like trying to push me more away from me than before. So that's why hyper-focus has been so important. Now, another thing you always need to think about, there are two audiences. One audience is the problem-aware audience, and on the other side, we have the solution-aware audience. So the problem-aware audience, for example, would be if you go to a room with 100 people and you're going to ask, hey, who here wants to get fit? you're probably going to get like 90, 97 arms up, because everyone wants to get fit, most of the people. Now, on the opposite, if you're going to ask now for the solution-aware audience, it's like, who here wants to join a CrossFit membership? You might see maybe only 3 arms going up. So it's like the audience is going to be much, much smaller, but it's going to be also more specific, because if you're going to offer now this specific solution for them, they are much more likely to interact with what you have. So this is very interesting as well. So you always need to be aware of to which stage you are talking as well. Like, okay, am I talking now just about problem aware, or am I talking about solution aware? So in this case, if it's like more solution aware, okay, there's a much more higher probability that they are going to be interested in your service, because they know, okay, I'm looking for a CrossFit membership, but maybe I can't find anyone. So this is very, very important. Now, as I said also about the voice of the customer, this is something you can go like very, very deep into. And I simply did this as well. Like, for example, I do a lot of outreach on LinkedIn. So what I do is I take all my LinkedIn data, like all my DMs, and I just throw them then in AI and gonna extract, okay, what is their true voice of it? What are they frequently say things? Like, are there any details they always say, or are they, it's like, and then we can see stuff they like, which is like very, very common, which I should then maybe tackle, which I should change my voice a little bit, like when talking to them. And another thing you can do is like then obviously take definitely your sales calls, very importantly. And yeah, you can do this like basically everywhere where you talk a lot, like if it's email, if it's or maybe even coaching calls. You can take everything you have and then try to analyze it. Okay, what is their true voice? So the better, like you, as we said, you speak to them, the higher the chances that they are going to click and also like buy your products. Because if you like keep speaking obviously in their voice, and it's like, hey, this is exactly for me. He's exactly talking about what I'm feeling, what my pain is, and he's talking about what my goal is. And this is going to help you so much, actually getting more clients, and even with less views. But even your views can rise, because if you're always tackling like the perfect thing, it's like, hey, no one ever said this. Yeah, it's gonna be a game changer even for your views as well. A huge problem also when we started to working with this specific client is like, he thought he need to chase quantity. Like, the more you post, the more views you can, and the more chance you have to play like the algorithm lottery. Yes, and the problem also like with consistency is, consistency alone won't help you. Yes, it's gonna give you the first data maybe. So for a beginner, yes, consistency is obviously important, because if you're just giving up, yeah, you lost the game. But there are people who've been posting for 10 years, they're having over 1,000 videos, and they're not growing. Yes, they might have 5,000 subscribers or even more, but the views are like still stuck at 50, because they're simply not getting the people back. And now with the quantity, it's like also, the problem is on YouTube, it's not about quantity at all. What is very important on YouTube is the quality. And with quality is usually meant, first of all, the idea of the video. Like, what topic is it? Is it resonating to your audience there? We're coming back to what does your audience actually want? And then it's like, okay, next thing is like the title and thumbnail. Are they enticing enough that enough people are clicking? Are you persuading enough people? Is the desire there? And the problem was also like our clients did like a test when we just started working and say, hey, I'm going to post every day because I just trying to get data to see, like, get more people on. He did like a research. I mean, yeah, he got some data, which was good, but the team was burned out. Like, and they're posting almost every month, like 10 long form videos or something, between 8 and 10. And we could hear the assistant say like, man, sometimes I just can't like put more effort into it because I don't have time, because there are too many videos. The next video is already waiting for me. So we also, now we went down to 4 uploads, and that's how we actually tripled their views. So in the beginning they had like 4,000, 4.5 before we started working, and after 3-4 months we were like over 10,000. We got 12,000 in 1 month. So that was great. But that said, views alone is not always the equation. You always need to see that you are getting the clicks and the clients as well. So very important here. Never forget, please, the clicks, super important. And now you need to also think that because of why the quality is so important, you're not just like, your audience is not going to see like, hey, here is the channel. Do you want to watch it or not? It's not like Tinder where you swipe left or right. No, you need to understand, as soon you like your videos, you are constantly competing with the biggest people in your space. Even like people like Alex Hormozi is going to be there, Stephen Bartlett. These people are going to be there and you're competing against them. So how can you stand out against these people? Well, simply as I said, use the voice of a customer. Super important, because they won't speak about it, especially Alex Hormozi. Now that he got so big, his audience is going to be more broader than before. So this is going to be now your unfair advantage against people like Alex Hormozi. Another reason why quality is super important on YouTube. So if you compare it now to the short form platforms like LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, whatever it is, their shelf life is usually not longer than 24 hours. Now, compared this to YouTube, you're having a shelf life of an average over 17 days, according to the data of Neil Patel. So that's huge. And we've been working on videos which having like a shelf life of over 200 days and even years. We've seen videos like every day, 200 people are coming in. So that's why the power of Evergreen and focusing really on the quality is so important, and not trying, like, it's not like Instagram where you have to post every day. No, that's why now the team has time to focus really on what is a great idea and how can we get the most people, like our audience, how we can get most of our audience clicking on this video so they see this great content they have. And here's a big pitfall, as we talked about the short form platforms. Yes, there are also, you have the YouTube Shorts, but I never focus on that. And simply because, first of all, too many people think whole content is a marketing, but I always keep telling people, no, what they trying to sell you as a funnel is actually not working. So they're thinking, oh, it's going from shorts and then they're going to long and then they becoming customers. But the data shows that you only have, like in our case, we're having like 2% coming from the shorts. And it's like the YouTube Shorts, it's LinkedIn, it's Instagram, and I can clearly see this in the data. Now, YouTube said, or like there's a study showing that on YouTube, 70% of the traffic is actually coming from the recommendation feed, meaning the home feed and the suggested feed here on the site. So what would you focus? Would you focus on the 2% or would you focus on the 70%? Well, obviously on the 70%. And that's why it's so crucial to really focus on the long form, because not just because of the shelf life, but also because of you're also building trust. And this is actually there's actually psychology behind it, and it's like the 7-hour rule. So the scientist Robert Dunbar found out it takes around 7 hours for a human to trust you. Now, if you try to do this with shorts, the usual short has like 30 seconds. Yeah, you will need more than 800 videos till a customer is finally trusting you. And how long is it going to take you? 2 years? Now, instead, if you're having like these deep dives, like longer videos, so you need way less videos and you're building much more trust. So that's why I told the team as well, focus on the long form. This is the most important thing. You have the biggest trust builder, you have Evergreen, and something which you don't need to hustle every day. Yes, it's nice when everything is like compounding, and that's what YouTube can do as well. So even if you're not having like a record month, still it's gonna compound from the month before because of all the Evergreen. People are still coming back for other videos and keep watching. Every month there are videos which are getting 200 more views, 200 more views, 200 more views. Now if you're having like 100 of these videos, well, you don't even need to think. You're going to have an Evergreen leads machine because people keep coming to you. Now, our client is having a podcast. So we're having this, I usually say there are 5 types of podcast types, which are working very, very well in this case, what you can do. So the first one is the typical one, like you having an influential guest. So you having just someone who is like maybe on your level, maybe even higher, so you can borrow some authority from them, and this can help you broaden a little bit your audience. The problem though is with these one, usually the guest is the star, and especially if you're thinking, okay, if I'm gonna invite Alex Hormozi to the podcast, like to our channel, yeah, people are gonna come for Alex Hormozi and probably not because of me. And now if I'm gonna try, hey, okay, thank you Alex for your appearance here, but I have also a cool product. Yeah, I think that would be very awkward. I would burn my reputation, and yeah, most people say, okay, I came here from Alex, I don't know why you're trying to push me now, your offer down the throat. So that's why usually these are not very good for clients. Now, what they also do is a super great strategy is they're having guests where their past clients. So now he can talk about the things. Okay, tell me about how was it before, like what happened, in this case sales, like, okay, we didn't hit the targets and I had problems with these parts. Okay, what happened during the time? You can talk about, it's like the great transformation, I felt more confident and all these things, and in the end you can tell, okay, this is the great result. So this is how we came from like making on selling only 10,000 and now we making 100,000 just through this great mentorship we had together. So this is very good. On the other hand, you need to think now that these past clients who are on as a guest, they're gonna obviously feel honest. Thank you so much. Like, I feel honored to be on your podcast as well. What they're gonna do? They're gonna share it with their network. So now it's acting like a warm referral. And then, as we said before, what I said too much probably already, is the voice of the customer, because this past client is speaking exactly the same language as well. So they're going to feel it. It's like, okay, he's not using all this jargon. He's speaking a language that I totally understand as well. And it's like, I might be in the same situation as well. And he's having all these goals. I want these goals. Cool. This mentorship is probably for me as well. Now, there is another option you can do with guests as well, and it's I haven't seen this a lot, and we haven't implemented it in this strategy as well, not yet, but I just want to share it with you, and it's like the potential client as well. So very interesting. You can have like your top 100 you want to work with and try to get them on your podcast, and now you could basically talk about the things that you would do for them. So I once talked to this agency owner, very interesting, and he is investing in different agencies as well. So now he's trying to get in front of many agencies owners, like every week a new one. And now he can actually be like the first person to be in mind if they're gonna have a problem. But also, this is gonna open now a conversation. So you're building a connection now with this potential client before the sale is even happening. And this makes it even stronger, like, because as we always say, for sales you need a lot of trust, and this is great. If you're already having a conversation with them on your podcast, phenomenal. And as I said, if he's gonna see now a potential possibility that he could invest, because like, you're having this problem, you're having this problem, he would be the first guy to be there. And it's like a super underrated format. I haven't seen too much yet, so I would highly recommend you try this out and see if it's gonna work. Now, here's the big problem though with most of the podcasts, as I said in the beginning. Usually the host is never really the star of the show. So what we started to do is implementing more solo episodes. And everyone who has a podcast has to have solo episodes, because now it's the time for the host to connect with the audience and not any other guest. So it's super, super important, because usually as the host, your job is to guide the conversation. So to let the conversation shine, to let the star shine, but not yourself. And especially now with the solo episodes, you can now direct them to where they should go next, because it's much more, it doesn't feel so weird like saying, hey, by the way, now after everything I gave you, you can also click the link down below if you want more. So totally underrated. And especially now you have different formats. Now, if you're having a very, very, like if you're having a deep dive or masterclass, these are ones of the episodes which are converting the best. So not just like a quick help, like, hey, here's how you can handle objections. Like, no, this is the full course and how I would handle the whole sales process. And this is going to help you so much. I can tell you from our case, for example, we're having a deep dive, a masterclass about how to do podcasting on YouTube. And this video got like 200 views, but we also got 20 clicks on our landing page. That's the 10% of conversion. The average on YouTube is 0.1. So that's 100x already. So that's huge. Now, there's another one which you can kind of use as well. I just want to give it to you as a bonus as well. And it's called like the hybrid episode, I would call it. So you can have someone who is influential maybe, but you can use, or like someone, who's a peer maybe. And you can use this now to guide the whole, like your whole point. So what you could do is like that you kind of take it as a study, you know, okay, this is what I did, and now you can kind of take the point and say, okay, so he's just said this, and that means, so that you can kind of go like deeper in what he said and explain the reason behind it, because at the end of the day, you're the expert. So when someone is talking about, let's say maybe someone's talking about LinkedIn, and here's the outreach I would do, he said, and the reason why this is working, you can talk about all the psychology behind it. So now you're gonna be also shining as an expert. Something super underrated as well. It's not the easiest to do, I would say, but yeah, now you can be the position as the researcher and the expert. So this can be helping you as well. So if you want to spice a little bit up the format, this is something you can do now. Now, there is a huge missing link too many people are ignoring. And as I said many times, the conversion is so important. And what I see too often, like especially with podcasters as well, or like even in general, like people who are just starting on the platform, they copying the creators and doing like, hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. And by the way, I have Instagram, go follow me there, and message me on LinkedIn or comment on my post. And I want to gather more and more internet points. And at the end of the day, it's just vanity metric, and it's not helping your business. And it's also confusing your audience, because if you give them too many options, they're like, what should I do? I should also comment, I should follow. It's not good. So that's why we always use the rule of one. And that's like saying we always limit our CTA to one specific thing. It could be, hey, watch this next video because we want to build more trust with you. It could be, but maybe because it was a deep dive, we could say, hey, click the link down below, because this is then how we can help you if you want the same results I just presented to you. This is also then, this rule applies then to the description. I've seen so many descriptions, they are cluttered with like lots of text that no one ever is going to read, and there are keywords everywhere. And then there are 50 links because there's a sponsor, there's my homepage, there's the lead magnet, there is this course and my Instagram, and too confusing. What do you think is going to be easier, if there's just one clean link to click or 50 links? Obviously, one clean link. So make it as easy as possible for your audience to click your links. What we also do is we're not just trying to like, hey, click here if you want more. No, we try to play with emotion as well here. Again, using the voice of the customer here. So we do, for each episode, we try to use different CTAs to see, is there a CTA which is working specifically well, which hit like their pain points or not. And this can help you also to see, hey, there was the video, they both had the same exact CTA, they had maybe the exact same view count, almost the same topic, and they both performed well. So then you can try, okay, let's try this for a whole month to see, maybe this CTA is like super hard, knocking on their pain, that's like, I need this now. So play with emotion, not just say like, click here and that's it. Try to tickle their pain, play with their desires, whatever that is. This is going to help you so much as well. Here again, the lever of the conversion, to tickle more out of this. Now that said, too many people I see, sometimes in our case as well, sometimes you feel like we're talking again about the same topic over again and again and again. The thing though is, if you even check your analytics on YouTube, you can see that 80% of the people on your channel are going to be new viewers. And sometimes even if the returning viewers are like, again, this topic, but I'm pretty sure most of these people don't think that way. Because Alex Hormozi once said as well, most people don't need to be taught, they just need to be reminded. So that's a huge difference as well. So that's why it's very important as well to like not getting too confused, like going super broad, try to have lifestyle video here, have a vlog there. Now, stay true to your niche, because you're gonna ruin your channel a lot if you're trying to have too many people on the channel. That said, you can still though take one video. It's like, okay, for us it's like, for our case it would be, okay, how to get more clients. And this could be, okay, how can we do? We can talk about the equation, the views times clicks. We can just talk about the clicks itself. We can talk about different formats. So now I can shape for each video. I can also shape now the angle of the video, and I can even sometimes shape, even if I'm talking about, okay, here's how to write titles, I can still shape also the outcome, because maybe I want to say, okay, this is how you get more views, or this is how to, I can also pair it with AI. This is how you create titles in 5 minutes. These all are different topics, formats for you to do, so you can change the angle, so you can keep it fresh. That said, there's a tip from Caleb Ralston, the media guy, or one of the first media guys by Alex Hormozi, who kind of helped until till 2025. And he said, like, you know, the guy who's just talking about this one topic like over and over and over again, like after 10 years he's still talking about this and you might lose people. So what you can do is actually sprinkle a little bit of your personality into it. That said, please don't start doing like jumping to lifestyle videos, relationship, whatever. No, what he meant is, for example, I think it's genius. So he loves his bike, his Harley Davidson, and riding on it with his friends and whatever. So what he does is he's combining this now. So you can see videos of him, how he's riding while he's shooting content. I think that is amazing. I love this approach. It makes it also fresh. It doesn't disturb me that he's riding. I think actually it looks it looks cool, it looks fresh. Not that I'm a Harley Davidson fan, but now people who are huge fans of him, they're gonna connect more with him without him like having a whole separate videos like, this is how I drive my Harley and I like to do this modification. Like, yeah, the brand people who won't resonate with like when he's gonna do this. This is like you're trying to push the people out of your channel with that. Now, what I want you to do is now be hyper focused on the quality by analyzing what your audience wants and what they need. Really get down, again, voice of the customer is super important, so that we really giving them the specific solution to their specific pain. This is super important. And then stop focusing on vanity metrics. Yes, views is a leverage, but views alone won't bring you clients. So we always need to check, are we still hitting our KPI? Yes, at the end of the day, clients are our goal. So how we can get it? More views, more conversion. If you can put both up, then you can 4x, 8x, 10x, whatever it is. So very important. And then you always need to keep testing, keep learning. You can even learn from the bad videos. And by testing, we actually found then this money printer format, as I said, the one which only got like 500 views and got like 15 clicks. Now my job is going to be to lift this video even better and better, so that we're getting 1,000 views, 2,000 views, and the conversion is going to stay the same. So we're going to have 30, 50 clients per video per month, which is just one video. That would be amazing. And always think about, okay, how can I build more trust with my audience? By giving them all the secrets away and then selling the implementation, by giving them all the solutions that I have, by speaking to their specific pain and giving them their wanted desires. And that's then how you can create actually a huge channel. Like, he got over 200 leads just in 6 months by being super specific, not being viral. And this is something that I want you to take from this video as well. Be super specific and not trying to chase virality. If you're serious about turning your YouTube channel into a real lead generation asset that brings in qualified clients and revenue like 200,000, then let's talk. Click the link down below, book a call with us. We'll break down exactly what's working and what's not for your channel and how to turn it into a client acquisition system.